What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino. Um, I had to think about what night it was. Okay, it's Saturday night. Saturday night. Been a long week. Been a long week. Rough week. But we're here. So I don't plan to be on here late. I mean long. It is late already. I don't plan on to be here long. It depends on y'all. Every time I say that I'm not gonna be long because it's late, sometimes seem like more people come on late than if I show up on time. That's always kind of weird to me. But either way it goes, regardless of the situation, I want to get this subject in and ask these questions and hope that we can help each other answer these questions. I appreciate y'all coming in. I know I didn't get at y'all last night, but here we are tonight. So y'all know how we roll. If you don't catch me on the main night, then you will catch me one of these days on the weekends. Um, but y'all click the like button as you come in. Click that like button as you come in, and we'll get it going. I see a few of the family members slipping into the backyard barbecue. This barbecue different. Cause we ain't got no poke, ain't no poke chops, ain't no poke links, ain't no pig on no rotisserie, ain't no fried ham sandwiches. We ain't got none of that. We got some good salmon for y'all, some grilled salmon. We got some good veggies, some asparagus. We got some of that. Got some homemade macaroni and cheese. But we ain't got no pig. We don't serve no swine. No time for the swine. But y'all click that like button as y'all come in the door, man. Click that like button as y'all come in the door. We got a topic tonight that I want to discuss with y'all and go into. And we'll see what it is, man. I guess we got enough to get started. Like I said, I see y'all coming in. The question on the topic is, can the spell ever be broken? I guess the first thing that has to be addressed is like, what spell are you talking about? What spell needs to be broken? It's funny when you talk about a spell being cast over people. Um, in a lot of stories, when you read about somebody having a spell cast on them, they don't even know that they're under the spell until the spell is broken. You ever seen somebody under the spell and they're just doing whatever is commanded of them to do while they're under the spell, and then when the spell is broken, they're like, "Oh, what happened?" It's like they didn't even know they was under the spell. So when you ask the question, "Can the spell ever be broken?" It's a layered question because we got to ask the question: do the people even know that they're under one? And if they were told that they are, would they even believe it? Would they even accept it? Because so much crazy stuff in this world has been fashioned to be made all right. Everything weird, everything backwards, everything negative is made to be all right. If it's weird, no, it ain't. If it's negative, it's really positive. If it's bad, oh, it's good. It's all right. Because this world has cast a spell on us to make us see the things that are out of pocket look like they're in pocket. And the glorification of every negative thing that you could think of, man, every negative thing that you could think of is glorified. And that would be one of my answers as to, well, how do you think? And I ain't say how do I know, because I'm just guessing. How do you think that we could convince people or make people understand that we are under a spell? That would be my way. My way would be to say, hey man, look at the world and look at everything that for the majority we are made to view as being okay. Look at the way um, people dress. Look at the way women dress. Look at the way little girls dress, right? That's, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, that's just a cute little outfit. Nope. In the grand scheme, it's not a good look. Look at the way little boys dress. Oh, he look nice. He look nice with his little pants hanging and he no, he don't. It's not a good look. But it's glorified. And even in a lot of our in our ignorant states, by accident, the things that we do by accident, and when I say by accident, we may not start off with our appearance being a certain way to make a fashion statement. That's just what we doing. But the rulers of this world, they'll look at that and say, how can we capitalize off of that? We could actually make something like that. That's like kind of example, like when people start putting like holes in their clothes, like somebody will rip their jeans or something, or rip a t-shirt, and you know, somebody saw that and say, oh, let's just rip a t-shirt and set it in the store already ripped. You ain't gotta rip it. So things that we do unintentionally, they'll be taken in turn and marketed into an intentional way of profiting, but at the same time, an intentional way of perpetuating our ignorance. So we look at it as, oh man, it's not a big deal. That's just this. It's just that. Oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, it's just a little weed. Oh, it's just a little alcohol. It's just a little this. It's just a little that. But in reality, in the big picture, it's a lot more serious than what we're making it out to be. And our own immaturity as the supposed leaders, we contribute to it. So you'll see a little 3-year-old little girl twerking on Instagram with a whole family of women crowded around her, clapping and laughing and cheering and twerking right along with her, and starting her off on a path that you don't want your daughter to be on. And then your daughter goes on that path when she's older, and now everybody plays dumb. I don't know why she would be a stripper now. I don't know. Oh, you don't know why she in the strip club now? Go back and watch that little tape that you was giggling at from 2004, back when she was 2 years old, that you uploaded on Instagram. See? So we under this spell, and the spell is cast through different vehicles. The spell is cast through music. It's cast through social media. It's cast through television. All these different influences is cast through, like I said earlier, through fashion and all these different vehicles that are used to just flood, and oversaturate the people with nothing but negative images. Very, very hard for any positive images to penetrate into the world, into the eyesight, and into the mind of the people. And anything that does sneak through, it either is quickly dismissed and suppressed, or it's so much, it's buried under, it's in the midst of so much other negative crap that is buried and lost in the midst of all the negative crap, because the imbalance is too strong. You got an elephant and a flea on a seesaw. And the elephant represents all the negativity in life, and the flea represents the positivity that's trying to make its way through. And the elephant is already sitting down on one end of the seesaw, and the flea come landing at the top. The elephant like, psh. So when you reach a point where all you see is negative, 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 negative. That's like when people say, when people tell a lie long enough, they start to believe their own lie. Or you tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. When all you are fed is negative, negative, dark, 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 and it's all you getting, we are people of adjustment. We will adjust to whatever it is, whether it's good or bad. Whatever the situation dictates, we find a way to make the adjustment and figure out a way to survive through it. And in some cases, we figure out a way to thrive through it. Now, the problem with the negative stuff is that it has an enticing pull on us. So we see benefit in it. See? Because if me selling dope helps me get money, which helps me get this car, which helps me get this woman, then all of a sudden I'm looking at, well, this selling dope thing might not be that bad. As a matter of fact, not only is it not that bad, it's not bad at all. It's actually good. I paid my mama's rent last week. Man, I was able to take my baby mama some money for some diapers and clothes and all kind of stuff that the baby needed that I wasn't able to do 6, 7 months ago when I couldn't get a job. But now I'm selling this dope and I'm doing all right for myself. I ain't arguing with my baby mama. I got a car. So it deceives you into thinking, how could what I'm doing be wrong if I'm supporting my family? Because you're not thinking about the big picture. You're not thinking about the families that you are destroying. You're not thinking about the lives that you're destroying every time you put some dope in somebody else's hand. See? We get focused we have a singular focus, and that's us. We under a spell. Woman say, well, you know what? Hey, my homegirl told me, I got a nice body. I can come to the strip club. I can make that little change in one night that I'm making down at wherever. I can make that in one night. And then you start making that in one night. But guess what else you can do? Yeah, you think that's some money? Look, we got this little room in the back. If you take a guy back in that room in the back and let him do a little bit more, you can make a whole lot more. You just in and out, bang, bang. So you come back home and like, man, okay, I made $800 tonight, just tonight. It's not that bad. See, you can easily rationalize the craziness because of the dangling carrot or of the money. The money creates the illusion that what I'm doing can't be all that wrong because I'm getting money. And you hear that come out a lot of people's mouth, a lot of our young people, man, I want to hear that, man, I'm getting money. See? No matter what, that's when people may try to explain, well, hey, well, look here, brother, look here, sister, man, that ain't, man, I'm getting money. I don't know what you're talking about, man, I'm getting money. It's like, that's the answer. Like, what are you talking about, fool? What you're saying is not making any sense to me because look, you sound dumb to tell me not to get naked in front of strangers and have sex with strangers. You sound dumb because I'm making money. That's the rationale. We under a spell. And those are just a couple of examples, but it's plenty more because the spell, like I say, is cast a lot of times through things like music. Matter of fact, music is probably the biggest vehicle, the biggest mode of casting that's used by this world because our artists are under a spell, under that same spell. I'm getting money. So the same way if I tell you, hey man, don't be out here selling dope, don't be out here poisoning your people. You tell a rapper, say, man, stop talking about killing your brothers and your sisters. Hey man, stop talking about pimping women and bitches and hoes and all that, man. Say, baby girl, quit talking about man gotta pay me to get some of this coochie and all that. Stop rapping about that. Forget what you talking about, sir, because I'm getting money. But it's just like the dope. The same way the dope is poisoning the people, the dope that's coming out your mouth. And I don't mean dope like, boy, that's a dope rhyme, that's a dope song. I mean dope like poison dope. You poisoning the people. You poisoning, more importantly, young people, impressionable young people, people whose minds are not even developed to a point where they can even rationalize reality from fiction, where they can distinguish reality from fiction. Like, okay, I know good and well this fool ain't even really talking. He ain't living like he talking on this record. I know good and well that this girl ain't doing everything she say she doing in this record. Maybe she did. but the majority of them are not. But the same way that their bosses and their CEOs, these record label owners, the same way these label owners don't have any problems with black men and black women putting out that kind of content to destroy other black men and black women, we don't care. Hey, man, I'm getting this money. We should have a concern for each other moving forward. We should be like, man, look, if you ask anybody in the world, you say, hey, man, what are the children? People are going to say, oh, the children are the future. They're going to say the same little generic statement. The children are the future. You could probably ask the most ratchet, ignorant cat on the planet. And he'll probably say, yeah, the children are the future. But if we can say that in one breath, but then in the same breath, we're destroying the future. We're putting that future in jeopardy based on what we do and plant into them in the present, then what kind of future is it going to be? So somebody got to break the spell. The spell has to be broken. And like I said a few minutes ago, it's hard to break a spell when people don't know that they're under one. And sometimes people will be under the spell. See, it's like being on dope. It's like somebody that gets high. And they're getting high, and you're like, hey, man, you got to get off that dope. But they like being high. They like to be high. So they hear you, but they like, hey, man, I like this feeling. They may even admit, well, yeah, hey, man, I know it's wrong. I know I'm out there, man, but the feeling that that high gives them has now taken precedent over right and wrong, or over right. So they don't care. It's like, psh, I'm not trading this feeling. So how can the spell be broken? What has to happen? Who has to institute it? Who is the real orchestrator of the spell? Who laid out the recipe for the spell? That's an important question. And it's a question that needs to be answered. But on the same token, on a base level, we got to just start trying to break it. We can definitely explain who cast it, but we need to be trying to fix it. Because we are watching our children operate in a state of mind that I don't think none of us have ever seen before. And you don't have to be 75 years old to say, well, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. You could be 40. And I can guarantee you, if you 40 years old, 35 years old, I'm naming younger ages. 35 to 40 is young. If you 35, 40 years old, I can guarantee you that if you yourself are not out here just crazy and crashing out, if you are a pretty middle of the pack, rational, responsible adult, I can guarantee you that you look at the world and go, man, this is crazy. You look at some of the stuff we see and go, man, this is crazy. Because it is. And now it's getting to the point where we scared our own people. Scared our own babies, scared our own people, man. We don't want no smoke. So now we take our hands off of it. And we take our hands off of it. They're left out here to fend for themselves. And it's nothing more dangerous. It's nothing more dangerous than a young person who haven't even begun to live life yet, but they think they know everything already. They think they got the whole world figured out. That's a dangerous situation. Because what is the problem with not just a young person, but what is the biggest problem that you have with any person who thinks that they know everything? You know what the biggest problem is with a person who thinks that they know everything? You know why that's a problem? For a person to think that they know everything? You know why that's a problem? Because if I think I know everything, you can't tell me nothing. It's nothing that I'm going to listen to that comes from you. That's dangerous. Think about that. I am through learning. I'm 16 years old and I'm through learning. I know everything. My mama can't tell me, my daddy, the teacher, the principal at the school, the whoever, the big homie, nobody can tell. I know everything. I got it all figured out. But a bigger problem is it's a lot of older people who feel the same way. It's a lot of people that's 45, 50, 55 years old. They feel the same way. They think they know everything. So the whole world is under a spell, man. And it's not enough time to go into every nook and cranny and detail of the multitude of spells that we're under. It would be impossible to cover that if we start from religion to politics to, like I said, music to education. It would be too much. But those are only just a few of the big ones, because some of them are all encompassing. Like there's some categories where a lot falls under each one. But there are other vehicles where people have figured out how to wisely utilize, how to use this vehicle to manipulate that vehicle. So I can rap about some bogus politics. And if it sounds good enough, I can make it sound good enough, the people will follow what I'm saying. They'll follow me to the bull crap. I can rap about some bogus religion or some bogus anti-religion, whatever. And if I make it sound good enough, I can get people to follow me to the bull crap. See? It just depends on how you do it. Everything has a use, a way of being used that could be for the positive or for the negative. So it all depends on how we use it. But can the spell be broken? Is it enough time? Is it enough time? Because let's just say, for example, you are a religious person, or maybe not even just a religious person, because I don't want to say, just because you don't go to church every Sunday or go to the mosque every Sunday or 3 times a week at the church or to wherever you go, you may not be that person, but you may still believe in God. You still may be rooted in spirituality and the belief in a creator and a supreme being. And you pray daily. You locked in. You have that relationship, but you may not just be fully immersed like that, or you may not be immersed in it at all. You may be like, man, I don't subscribe to none of that. I don't buy into none of that. Whether you do all the way, whether you totally don't all the way, whether you're way over here, way over there, or somewhere fluctuating somewhere in the middle, wherever you are, correct me if I'm wrong. I would say that most people would agree. This is my guess. I'm saying correct me if you disagree, then that's what I'm saying. Just tell me you disagree. I would think that most people would look at the condition of the world and say, man, it is something a little more ramped up. The the terrible things in the world are more ramped up now than they have ever been in any of our lifetimes. Now, there are some people that will say no. But if you say no, you would have to show me how your no is valid. Because we can look at calamities in the world. We can look at natural disasters. We can look at murder rates. We can look at incarceration. We can look at drug selling, drug using. We can look at sex trafficking. There are so many negative, evil things in the world that we can look at. I'm saying, and y'all could disagree or agree, I'm saying that in this time we living in now, everything that we name seems to be a little more ramped up than it has been. I've had some people say to me, well, no, man, it's really about the same, man. It's just the fact that social media gives it more of a presence, and we can have that argument. But I just remember growing up in the 70s. I remember growing up in the 80s. I remember being grown in the 90s. All these decades. I can speak from the 70s on up. I don't believe that the world has ever been more sick than it is today. Would y'all agree or disagree with that? Let's do a vote in here. Doesn't matter how old you are. Would y'all say that the world is worse now than you've ever seen it? Or better yet, are things worse now, in your opinion, than they were 20 years ago? We ain't got to go back 40 or 50. Because we could argue that social media is one of the reasons why the world is more evil, based on the usage, the way that it's used. It's so many different ways to be sick. You say, man, I don't want to work. I'm too lazy to just go and get me a job and work. I got a nice body. Let me see what this OnlyFans thing is all about. Matter of fact, I can have a job and still do OnlyFans. War all over the planet. All the things that you can name that are evil, you see them ramped up more and more in this time than you've ever seen it. So my point is, whether you will believe in scripture or not, you have to at least say, well, yeah, things are getting worse. Now, again, somebody might say, nah, I don't buy into that. Well, that's your opinion, but you better show me some numbers. I'm going to see what y'all talking about a little earlier tonight. Connie says, I agree. Things have amped up and moving quickly. And especially in America, in the good old US of A. Because this is America is the great whore. Leonard Green says materialism spell, extreme excess. Now think about that. We are under a spell of materialism. We got to have what we have been told is the best of the best. It got to be Gucci. What else? It got to be Louis. It got to be Balenciaga. It got to be this or that. It got to be this name brand, whatever, in order to validate my worth. And also not just to validate my worth, but to diminish yours. Think about that spell. People don't always get expensive name brand stuff strictly for their own self-esteem. They also get that stuff to bring yours down, to show you what I got that you don't have because you can't afford it. See, look at this watch. See, you'll never be able to get a watch like this. It's a spell. We are so much under a spell that we will make mockery of a person that just going about their way, getting it the right way. Man, you still working that old square job? Boy, you better get you some of this real money. Nah, you finna get you some of this real jail time. The race is not to the swift. The race is not to the swift. Only one says, Big K, you Muslim or you think religion is BS? Yeah, I'm Muslim. And no, I don't think that religion is BS. I think that certain people, the way that they present religion, the way that they package religion in a slick, dirty way, that's BS. But a principles of a religion in its pure form, it's not BS. That's another form of being under the spell. People will say all the time that, oh man, y'all are under the spell of religion. Y'all are deceived by religion. Y'all got these religions. Y'all following these religions, following these men and these. See, there's a balance to everything, because you could be so far one way that you can be thrown off, but you could be so far the other way that you're thrown off too. Because yeah, if you foolishly follow a foolish man or foolish woman in the name of religion, in the name of whatever, and this person is a foolish fool and you foolishly following the foolish fool, that makes you foolish too. But if you're following somebody who's proven to not be foolish, proven to be wise, proven to get the job done over and over again, proven to lead the people in the right direction, proven to be somehow, some way, this person seems to have somebody backing him, then that's different. But if we get so caught up in wanting to wear the badge of, I don't follow no man, I'll never follow what a man said, that's foolish if you are not taking into the account the details of the man. Ain't nothing wrong with following somebody if they leading you right. So no, you can't just, well, you can do whatever you want to do, but it's dumb to just come out the gate. I ain't following nobody. I ain't following. How do you know? You don't even know what the man gonna say yet. The lifeguard, hey, get out the water. Sharks are gonna be here at 3 p.m. I don't follow no man. I go by what I do. Okay, we'll stay in there. I work here. Every day at 3 o'clock, the sharks show up. So principles are principles. They don't even necessarily have to have labels applied to them. We have to put a label on. I mean, just right is right. What makes sense makes sense. What's real is real. What's fraud is fraud. It's that simple. So no, it ain't that religion is BS. It's some people are BS. I'm in y'all comments early. Savage Philosopher says, no, it cannot. Meaning the spell, can the spell ever be broken? You say it cannot be broken? Say only the willing will set themselves free. Well, that means it can be. But even the back end of your statement it goes back to what I said earlier. You said only the willing will set themselves free. something has to make them know that they are captive in order to be set free. See, that's like when we talk about modern day slavery or mental slavery in the modern time, right? You say, well, we know the history of physical bondage, but in 2024, going into 2025, in a week from now, inshallah, you don't really hear, well, you hear about it, but the mental aspect of being enslaved is a real thing, and it's I don't want to be disrespectful, but it's just as powerful because we're controlled mentally, we're remotely controlled. Our actions are controlled from a distance. We like a car that's like OnStar. They can shut us on and shut us off from a total different location. We like an OnStar vehicle, and we don't even know it in a lot of cases. That's why we say, man, what you talking about? I'm getting this money. I'm getting this money, man. What are you talking about? You say, well, nah, man, you getting that money wrong. Then what we say, oh, you just hating because you ain't getting it. That's a spell. All money ain't good money. I'm reading y'all's comments, man. Just scrolling down. Please stay on topic, y'all. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Click the like button if y'all haven't already, man. I appreciate y'all. A lot of y'all love coming in later. Maybe I need to start coming on here later more often. Y'all be up early. Y'all be up late like me. Darko says, I'm 35 and now it's worse, definitely. Can you pray a prayer for yourself that you may not even be sure applies to you? Does that make sense? I'm going to say it again. I hope it makes sense. Have you ever prayed a prayer in relation to yourself that you may or may not be sure if it applies to you, but you prayed it just in case? Meaning, or for example, I hope I'm not a hypocrite because I ain't sure in some aspects if I am or if I ain't. I'm not sure. But if I am, God, I'm praying that you pull me out of that state of hypocrisy. That's praying a prayer that you may or may not, it may not apply to you, but just in case. So I contend that we all under some type of spell, but if just in case you feel like you on top of the game and you not, I feel like it would be safe to pray for protection from something that you may not be, and to pray to be delivered from something that you might be, but you don't even perceive it about yourself. Because you might find out. You might find out. L179 says all by design. Absolutely by design. See, when you got a system that's controlled by a people who know that they on the way out, know they on the way out, they got to get as much action in as they can before their time is up. You ever seen a baby that was fighting sleep late at night? You know what this late at night is, man? This baby would not go to sleep. You ever seen that baby? The baby stand up, crying, running through the house, dozing off for 2 seconds, then realize, oh, steady, I go act bad some more. It's like they are fight. They know that it's getting to that time where it's time for them to lay it down. So it's like they trying to get as much action in as they can before it's all over. And that's how the rulers of this world move, because as y'all have probably heard me say several times, they know us better than we know us. And a lot of times they know those books better than the preachers and pastors and ministers who teach them. Some of them, not all of them. See? Savage Philosopher says, how do you rectify doing music if it's haram in Islam? My question would be, who created the gift of music? Did not Allah give the singer the voice to sing? Did not Allah give the player of the instrument the gift to play the instrument? What is the call to prayer? Is that not a song? I'm just asking the question. Because I believe that music is a gift that Allah gave. But just like anything else, it can be used, misused, and abused. But I'm not a person who believes. I've never had deep teaching on this, so don't. I'm not talking to you like I'm no expert on this, but I've never had any teaching on it. I've never. I don't believe that Allah gave individuals these beautiful talents, beautiful singing voices, beautiful abilities to play pianos and harps and chords and strings and the talents that we have, drums. I don't believe that Allah gave us those things and then says, don't use it. So that's just me, but that's me. I think that if we use our gifts, I think our gifts are to be used to glorify God best as possible. Do we do that all the time? No. Do we need vast improvement in that category? Yeah. But I've also seen music, because it's one thing for us to talk about how negative the music is, how raunchy the music is, how nasty the music is, how dirty the music is. It's one thing to talk about that because it needs to be talked about, and it's part of the spell. It needs to be addressed and fixed. But let's talk about how many lives music has saved. Let's talk about how many people have been brought to God through music. So you got to be a little more detailed when you tell me that it's wrong to do music. Because this is not the first time I've had this conversation. See? Music has saved people's lives. People have been lost and dead, and a song changed their whole life, whole perspective, injected a whole energy into them. Songs have altered the courses of generations, have been the theme songs to generations, and so they got to come a little stronger than that with me until I hear something otherwise from a greater teacher. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. Only one says Jews, Christians, and Muslims are brothers. We should be. See, there are a lot of differences in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. There are a lot of differences that we can point to and argue about all day long if we just wanted to go there. But there's one individual who is considered to be the father of those three monotheistic faiths, and that's Abraham. Abraham, the only one that neither of those three religions don't seem to have no issues with. Well, he's one of the ones. Because the Muslims don't have no issue. Well, I can speak for Muslims in the nation of Islam. The Muslims don't have no issues with none of the prophets, none of God's men. But yeah, we should all be brothers because we get so caught up in labels and differences that we don't say, okay, well, what do we got in common? But it also goes back to something else, the ugly side that we don't like to address. Because there are also individuals under those umbrellas who are casters of the spells, because they control those religions, or they have captured control over those religions. So in capturing control over those religions, they now have taken the ability to swing the narrative, to retell the story, to make up be down and down be up. So in principle, yeah, we should all be brothers, but it ain't that simple until some stuff get cleaned up that was dirtied up. Is that urgent legend? Urgent legend? In common, we are humans. The difference, do you follow Jesus or not? You say the difference, do you follow Jesus or not? I feel like all people should follow Jesus. Oh, what? I feel like all people should follow Jesus. Jesus ain't a popular name these days. See, part of the spell these days, you got a lot of people that's turning on Jesus. Back in the days, you could just throw Jesus out there and get away with it. You could just say, oh, Jesus, and people say, oh, yeah, okay, well, people on your head, people don't accept the Jesus model anymore, because again, like I said earlier on in this live, the presented version of the Jesus that's been given to the world has been a fake one, a false one. So yeah, we should all be following that man called Jesus, and that's referred to as that name Jesus. But again, we got to do some shuffling and sweeping and cleaning up and organizing to find out who he really was and is. Because people ain't gonna follow something that's rooted in lies and deception, falsehood, all the way down to the name. So we got to be ready to have all them conversations, because if you hang a picture of Brad Pitt on the wall with a crown of thorns around it, and say that's Jesus, then you lost me. See? This is why we all over the place. We all over the place, man. Can the spell be broken? Well, the answer is the spell can be broken, but who's gonna break it? Who's gonna break it? because there are gonna be people, and there are people who they are not gonna believe the truth, even when it's staring them right in the face, when it's slapping them in the face. Start with your family, man. And I think this is a perfect time as we come up to that magical, wonderful, mystical, whimsical time of year that we like to call Christmas, where all the reindeers and the elves and the who else get down? We got the reindeers, the elves, we got Santa Claus, we got Frosty the Snowman. This that time of year where all of the great characters come out. What better time of year to start breaking spells, man? One of my favorite rappers, Tila Rock, he had a song called Breaking Bells. We need to make a song called Breaking Spells. What better time than Christmas time? A time of year that's laced and chocked full of lies and deception and falsehoods and paganism and all kind of crap. What better time? Let me shut up. But I will say, what better time to get the ball rolling and saying, okay, this is a good season to break spell. This is spell season. Just came off of Halloween. Then we rolled into Thanksgiving. Thanks for giving us life, Native Americans, so we can kill y'all and take y'all land. Now we rolled into Christmas, where even those who say that they do follow Jesus, they do love Jesus, Jesus is the reason for the season, but somehow you're going to see a Santa Claus on their door. Somehow you're going to see a Christmas tree in their living room. See? So, yeah, what better time to start breaking them spells? So they won't even be instilled in your children from an early age. You can't do them babies like that. Them babies deserve to have a Christmas. No, them babies deserve to know the truth at an early age. They'll thank you for it later. They might not like it now. Tommy No Hooks. Have I ever read the Book of Mormon? No, I haven't. I'm familiar with its existence. The Mormons used. That's not the Mormons. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I could be wrong. Yeah, but no. Are those who are that? Who are those who ride around through the neighborhood on the bicycles and they come knocking on your door? The Latter-day Saints. That's not the Mormons. Are they the same? That's not the same people, right? That's not the same people. Y'all teach me something, y'all. The Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. Are those the Mormons? Somebody let me know. His name is Esau. Big HT. Jesus is not even his real name. See, we got to be taught all that. We got to be taught all that. Those who don't know it have to be taught that. We can't beat them up because there was a time we didn't know it. Joshua, Esau, original names of the prophet. So the Church of Latter-day Saints and the Mormons, just the same people? Are y'all sure about that? No, that's not a Jehovah's Witnesses. Trust me. Any Jehovah's Witnesses that ever came, knocked on my door in my whole life, they made it clear, hey, they were Jehovah's Witnesses. Most time they were black folks. I have friends that are Jehovah's Witnesses right to this day. I'm talking about right in the middle of the hood. There'd be some little white dudes riding around on bicycles. They don't even know where they at. They be riding around on bicycles through Third Ward, coming to knock on people's door. I'm like, man, y'all are believers. So I don't know. I don't know if they're the same people, but I see them all the time. I had a run in with some of them a couple years, for some years back. Dr. Naka says, I studied with the Jehovah Witness. Man, you know what? And this is just me. I think it's a cool thing when a person has enough security in whatever their spiritual foundation is, that they can study with other groups that are outside of what they believe. See, I think only the insecure and those who are not solid in their belief system, those are the only ones that I don't want to hear. I ain't got nothing. I don't want to talk to them. Nope, I don't want to hear nothing y'all got to say. Now that when I see grown people act like that, I'll be like tripping. Like, man, you grown and you acting like that? You can't even listen. I'll listen to what you say because two things. Number one, at my age, and as long as I've been in the belief of what I believe in, as long as I've been in the belief of what I believe in, number one, nothing's going to knock me off that at this point. Nothing's going to knock me off that. That's number one. Number two, because of the fact that nothing's going to knock me off that, I feel no threat from anything else, any other ideology. I'm not threatened by it. You may hit me with something that I don't understand, I've never heard before. You may even challenge me on something that I believe that if my level of knowledge and understanding is not there yet, you might I might have to catch. Well, let me get back to you. You might stump me. You might. But there's never been a time where I got stumped that I wasn't able to go to a higher power and get the answer that I need. I might not have it, but I like to believe that I have somewhere I can go where I can say, well, hey, I need to ask you a question. I was talking to this guy the other day, and I've never been failed in that aspect. But also, despite that, let's say that's not the case. You can always learn because most religions, based on the fact, like Dr. Naka makes a good point, just to say that he studied with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Why not? Most religions have a lot of the same beliefs. It's just worded different. It's interpreted different. So confusion comes, or is ego involved because I got to be the one that people follow. No, I got to be the one that people follow. And then now we arguing over BS. When I can learn something and say, oh man, that was deep. Could be flipping the channels and see a white evangelist at 3 a.m. dropping some stuff like, ooh, yeah, that was deep. Ooh, that was a heck of an analogy right there. It's wisdom all around. So you don't shut your mind off. Now, if something comes that you just dismiss as being, no, then you let it go. I disagree. But even in the disagreement is something I can learn from the disagreement. Well, why do we think like that? I'm still learning that. So study, learn. I want to know everything as much as I can about everything. Y'all hit that like button if y'all just coming in, man. Some of y'all just coming in here and haven't hit that like button yet. So it should be at least 10 more likes on this side that are not up there. So click that thumbs up, y'all. We talking about breaking spells, man. See, one of the spells that we got to break is that spell of being so hard-hearted and hard-headed and locked into ourself, into our bubble, that we don't open our minds up for exploration of other bodies of knowledge, whether we agree or disagree. That's a spell we got to break ourselves out of. Why? I still want to know it. I want to know it so I can debunk it. I just want to know it. Y'all on it tonight, man. Hopefully we'll get to 100 likes tonight. So I think insecure people get scared to have these kind of conversations because it's something in them that's like, or like say they feel threatened. They feel like you're gonna take something away from. Bro, if you solid on what you stand on, I can't take that away, and I ain't trying to take that away from you. Sometimes folks will just ask you a question, and then when you start to answering the question, they start getting defensive. Like, fool, you asked me. Hot-headed for. Dakota Simmons says, that's why I'm on here to learn. I appreciate the love, Dakota. I'm on here to learn too. Y'all be teaching me. Phantom Face says you can't be angry and have an open mind simultaneously. That's a fact. Take it from me. I know when I get mad and stuff, conversation over. I've already lost because I've let emotion get in the way. And you know who that affects the most? Y'all. If I'm debating or not debating, a dialogue, and then it turns into a debate or argument, it affects y'all because now y'all like, I really wanted to learn something, and now these two dudes is ripping each other and trying to have a, 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 a big ball, who got the biggest balls contest. Now everything is messed up. Perez probably says, I suffer from psychological problems and I'm seeing shadows and voices in my head, but I promise I'm still me. I'm doing the best I can. It's the people that we always thought loved us. Well, man, God bless you, man. Because first of all, it takes courage to just admit that. But secondly, man, we hope that you can get that together. We hope that you can get some God blessing and that they don't mess you up more with so-called medicine or something that might make you worse. I pray that everything that they that you get to help with that actually helps and not makes it worse, man. Peter Popoff, yeah, Peter Popoff, man. That's my dog, Peter Popoff. Yeah, he do got a rap name too. Peter Popoff. That boy hit the boulevard with the top off. Peter Popoff. DJ Alyssa Monsanto. Okay, Alyssa. Connie says, I will listen, but it doesn't mean that I'll adopt what you say. I'm always trying to see if you can add to what I already know, or can you change some of my belief? I'm open-minded, never can know it all. Yeah, that's a secure person. Yeah, I'm gonna listen. I'll listen to an atheist. Because maybe if I was, I don't even think then, to be honest with you, but maybe if I was 15, maybe, I don't know, you could hit me with something that could make me subscribe to atheism. I don't know. I don't believe that then. But at this age, when I've seen too much. I can't speak for you, but I've seen too much what God have done for me. I ain't talking about you. It's been too many godly acts that I can't give credit to anything else but a God in my life. Too many things, timely things. Oh man, that was gonna happen anyway, man. Nah, it's too many. Just to use the word, too many freaky little weird. It's like no way I get out of that. So I can only speak for my life, for my life. Now, your experience, that's your experience. And maybe your path is a little different. but nothing can convince me. So I can have a talk with a panel of atheists and they can just run the whole gamut, and I'll be like, okay, well, I mean, I guess I see where you're coming from, but it's not me. Because I know what mine done did for me and continues to do. Uh-oh. We got reptilian psychic vampires. Wow. Yeah, Phantom Face. I mean, like I say, I can't talk for nobody else, man. So the same way that I can't go all into your experience, I don't let nobody go into mine. It's like, yep. Skunk says, speak on. I can't speak on the reptilian psychic vampires, man. I don't know nothing about. First of all, do y'all know how, bro? Think about this. A reptilian. First of all, Skunks, it's a reptilian, number one. That's scary enough. Then it's a vampire. You got a reptilian vampire who happens to be psychic. I need my alter ego to handle him. We gotta pull the wizard out for him. The wizard is the only one that could handle the reptilian. A psychic vampire. That means a psychic vampire, he already knows who blood he gonna suck. The regular vampires, they just go searching for people. You're like, I might find somebody, I might not. A psychic vampire is like, oh yeah, Wednesday at 5, I'm gonna get her. Yeah, Sheila, you might as well get ready for me. I already saw it. I don't wanna smoke with the reptilian psychic vampires, bro. Those three by themselves. Give me 9 more likes, y'all. Yeah, I heard a Beast 1333. That's the homie. We got some songs together. Letitia's third eye point of view. Ooh, Clyde Willison put the shapeshifter in there too. Now, if you're a reptilian, psychic, vampire shapeshifter, yeah, ain't nobody beating that. Wow. Wow. Adam says, as a Freemason, I've been following your raps for 18 years. F all that. F all what? All what? Why are you so hostile, Adam? Can I do some more songs with Zero? That's always a possibility. Zero just dropped a new album. Y'all go get the new album by Zero. Just dropped probably, I want to say, about a week ago. If y'all didn't know that Zero had a brand new album out, I need all my people that rock with me to go support and get that brand new Zero album. You will not be disappointed. Blessings, Adam. It's something I'm supposed to be telling y'all, but I'm forgetting. So I just take this time. I need 8 more likes, man. Give me 8 more likes so we can get to 100. I can get out y'all way. Go check out the new episode of Underground Dialogue Podcast. And where's my Legends 34? My Legends 34 cards. I used to have all my Legends 34 cards. Legends 34 podcast is our sports podcast. New episode coming soon because bad news. Dougie Doug, right on cue. Bad news today, Doug. Bad news. Wow. And I ain't talking about the L, but we'll get into that. Yep. Yeah, man. Zero's new album is called Call Me Rotha. That's the name of it. Just dropped about a week ago. Give me 5 more likes. EDJ got a beat for K. EDJ got a beat for K. Give me 5 more likes, man. Well, hopefully to answer the question, man, to break a spell, we got to realize that we under one. But to confirm that we under one, you just got to look at the world. If you make music, make better music. Make the opposite of what's going on. If you're a teacher, be a better teacher. You're a preacher, be a better preacher. Be a truth teacher, a truth preacher, a truth rapper, a truth singer. Two more likes, man. It's 2 of y'all in here that haven't hit the like button. Isaiah just dropped a bomb. Isaiah says generational trauma is kind of a spell. It ain't kind of, it is. That's a beautiful thing, man. Generational trauma. We just passing it on. Well, my mama did it to me, so I'm going to do it to my son. Well, my daddy did it to me. I'm going to do it to my child. Because that's like breaking a cycle, but it's the same thing. It's breaking a cycle, it's breaking that spell. Disconnecting that next generation from that, shielding them from that so they don't even know that existed until later on. It takes a certain special kind of strength to have been through some terrible things at the hands of family and all that, and then to be able to still raise your family separate from that without even giving your children the knowledge of that or imposing that on them because I went through it. So I like, nah, you separate. My children will never know the pain I went through. Then maybe when they get older, hey, then maybe okay, now they can know. But you broke it. So that was a great point. Great point, Isaiah. One more like. One more like, y'all. Bam, there it is. I don't know which one of y'all did it, but y'all did it. We at 100. Okay, well, drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out and get out y'all way. Y'all go buy a K-Rino album, man. Go get it from iTunes. Go download it. Go download some K-Rino music. iTunes, Spotify. Do that tonight. New music coming soon. Y'all can listen on YouTube, but I would prefer y'all go actually purchase. Skunks is in Los Angeles. Will from Within is in Arlington, Texas. Some guy reached out to me from Arlington, Texas. Will was trying to book me, then he just went ghost. Bad business. Ben Brown is, what's that? Tuncurry, Australia. Wow. Tuncurry, Australia. Never heard of that one. Bobo, 423 Rap Tunes in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The homie MC Josiah is in Abilene. My boy Deeper Elevation is up in here, Land in the Cut, Denver, Colorado. Phantom Face Final up in the 614. Alyssa Monsanto is in H-Town. Okay. The homie Instinct Hip Hop, Cape Town, South Africa. We trying to put together a tour, y'all. Could be worldwide and United States, man. So maybe seeing y'all real soon. Definitely want to get to South Africa. Jimmy is in Anniston, Alabama, the double A. Rising Baller, Denver, Colorado. What's up, Rising Baller? Xavier out there in Salt Lake. Peace to the gods and earths. Yeah. Nocturnal says, repping the rock. I will buy the physical only. Man, my man. Dr. Knocker, the H-Town. What's going on, homie? Dakota is in Huntsville, Alabama. Gary Cameron, what's up, Gary? Glasgow, Scotland. Man. Ricardo said, with spell, do you mean what the fifth and sixth horsemen introduced? Corruption and negligence, obsession, dependence. We only need to seal the first six seals. Well, I ain't even making it that deep. But yeah, things you said, corruption, negligence, obsession, dependence, those are just a few things. The spell is covers so much ground. Connie is in San Diego. Adam is in Ontario. Yeah, Ontario do rep, no doubt. I've been out there. Cass, the old town of Wisconsin. Okay. J Sport, the subscriber count is going up. Not fast enough. The subscriber count goes up, but the views don't. That's weird, J Spore. Salam, Savage Philosopher. EDJ says, is it true that Wallace followed Muhammad got a lot of his beliefs and truths from the Watchtower magazine Jehovah's Witnesses published? I don't know the answer to that question. I heard it said that he had been in some Jehovah's Witness circles but I don't know who was teaching who. So I don't know. But he studied so many different bodies of knowledge. And see, and that's a good thing that you bring that up, because it just points to what we was talking about earlier. It's like, never restrict yourself to just say, okay, this is what I got now, and I'm good. I'm gonna roll with that. Take it in from everywhere. Take it in from everywhere, because knowledge is infinite. You can never get it all. So yeah, we could sit down with Jehovah Witnesses. We could sit down with the Mormons. We could sit down with the Rastafarians. We could sit down with whoever. As long as it leads you to the God. Yeah. If we hit this tour, man, we're gonna come everywhere. Hold on, y'all. I missed somebody. I'm still shouting y'all out. Isaiah's in Canada, Alberta. What's up, Ram V? Edie J is in Montbello, Denver, Colorado. Urgent Legend. Is that Dallas, Texas? I know the homie Vincent is in Hawaii. Mia Duchess Bruce. Waldorf. Is that Maryland? The Duchess. Yeah, man. Whew. Tank, man. God, some bad breaks. Wasn't as bad as we thought it was. I turned the game on and CJ was crying. I was like, uh-oh. I thought it was like a neck injury or something. David Kitt. Mr. King David. Is that Romare, Texas? Wow. Texas so big, man. It'd be places I never heard of. Erica, what's up, Erica? Land in the cut. Beaumont, Texas. Ram V is in Laredo. Bobo, I see you. Man, I appreciate that, Will. Will say he came to the H, man. Salute. It's all good. I want some scratch, scratch, scratch. Dr. Naka, you remember that? I want some scratch, scratch, scratch. That was a jam. Old school. Still shouting y'all out. We coming. Okay. I think I'm what they call that, y'all? What they call that? Shadow band. I think I'm shadow banned, y'all. Michael Mossberg is in Seattle. Michael Mossberg. No, I didn't see the Bun B interview with Raekwon. I'm gonna check that out though. I did see it on the I saw it, but I didn't watch it. El Burner, I see you. 2.0 money goal. We'll say ATX Screwhead. Yeah, Texas is huge, man. I'll be in Austin next month. January 31st, performing live. Your big brother. I'll have details soon. I will be in Austin. So all my ATX people, I want y'all to be full-fledged. Want y'all to be up in that thing like a Timmy Chan chicken wing. Somebody just blessed my gang. What's up, Loop? I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate the love, man. When will I be coming to San Antonio again? Oh, man, you know what? We got to find us a venue. We got to find us a setup in San Antonio we can really push and promote. Because we got a lot of love in San Antonio, but we come to San Antonio, we don't get a big crowd because maybe we're not marketing right. But I know we got a lot of fans in San Antonio, man. Was you at the last show we did, Loop? But see, that's why I wanna that's why I've been building up my database with the contact list. Send me an email, Luke. That way we get all our people. Appreciate the love, Luke. Okay. That way we can have send me an email anyway. So next time we come, let y'all know in advance and we get a bigger crowd. Doug say Houston's so big it's places I ain't never heard of. That's true. Houston is huge. So they don't know about Timmy Chan out there. ATX Screw, you in San Antonio? Anybody that wants to be on my contact list, I just put my email address. Just send me an email. I will add you to the list. That means we got shows in your area, or we got new music coming out. We'll let y'all know. Who does not have the South Park Coalition album, The Ties That Bind Us? If y'all don't have The Ties That Bind Us, y'all need to go and find us. Y'all need to go get that like right now. Right now. On all platforms. I appreciate the love, Adam. You're important to me too. You just don't know it. Blessings, Michael. Shout out to your stepdad. Well, all right, man. I appreciate y'all. I think that's about it. Mia say the show Cheaters was filmed today. Yeah, they made all their licks off Texas, boy. All right, man. I'll catch y'all later on, man. Peace and love, man. All right.